Okay guys, so this is my template that I use in the beginning of all of the grade my plates. And as you can see, this plate is divided into three sections. The bottom section is the largest portion of the plate and should have all fruit, all vegetables, or a combination of both. And then the top part of the plate is divided into two sections called quarters of the plate. In one quarter, you will have your protein, and in the other quarter, your whole grain or carb for the people who just cannot lose the unhealthy carb. So if you're going to go for an unhealthy carb, it shouldn't be more than a quarter of the plate. Okay, so this plate was submitted by Mariella. Thank you so much for submitting this plate. It looks like there is some oxtails. I see the oxtails in a gravy that has some lima beans or some white bean, carrot in a brown gravy. It looks delicious. There's white rice. There's okra in that plate. And let's just talk about how we can section this off into the healthy plate. So the oxtail would be your protein, so it would go in a quarter of the plate. But there's only one oxtail here, so I think you can definitely add maybe 2 or 3 oxtails in that quarter of the plate, depending on the size of the oxtails. Some are really big, like huge oxtail, and some are really small like this. So you just fill up that quarter of the plate in your mind's eye if you don't have a 3-section plate, and that would go in the protein. The other quarter of the plate would be your rice, your white rice. So that's that carb, that unhealthy carb, the processed carb. So if you're going to go for the processed carb, you would put that in that section of the plate. And it does look like you only have a small amount of white rice in this plate. Then you have, the gravy in the oxtail has a little bit of vegetables in it, but we won't count that toward the half of the plate that should be all fruit, all vegetables, or a combination of both. So I would say that okra could literally fill up that entire half of the plate. So the whole idea is to get full with foods that are high in fiber. And so vegetables are commonly, and fruit are commonly high in fiber with some exceptions. And so you will absorb that glucose slower, have lower blood sugar spikes. Okay, guys, you're going to hear this ad nauseum. And so your pancreas doesn't get such a hit and have to work so hard to bring that down, that blood sugar. So we want to keep your pancreas gland at a low level state where it doesn't constantly secrete real hard and relax, and secrete really hard and relax, and to the point that it tires out and it no longer can do its job, and then you end up with diabetes. So the whole idea with these plates is to get you to keep your pancreas healthy and prevent diabetes, along with a bunch of other diseases like heart disease, and which leads to stroke and high blood pressure and all of that. So it's all connected. So I would have a bunch of vegetables in that half of the plate, and that would slowly decrease sugar absorption. So let's talk about oxtails a little bit. So some people are probably watching this and saying, oh, gross, oxtails are disgusting. Oh my gosh, you eat an oxtail. It's basically a beef's tail, and they just cut it into like cross-section squares. So if this is the tail, they cut it this way down, and there's bone in the middle and then meat on the edge. And so it really just tastes like a stewed beef. It's actually really delicious. And if you've never had oxtail, you need to go to a really good Caribbean restaurant, Jamaican restaurant, and taste it. So oxtails, it's really high in iron. There's a low amount of trans fat in it, low calories. So this is great for anyone who's trying to lose weight, okay? Most meats and vegetables usually will get you to the weight loss where you need to be. It's usually the processed carbs that prevents you from meeting your goals. So the nutrition facts are really good. And it's usually combined with vegetables in a stew that also add to the nutrient profile in the oxtail stew. So if you have questions about oxtails, put it in the comments. If you never heard of oxtails, put that in the comments. If you have questions, just let me know. Thank you so much for submitting this plate, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.